Well, it looks like things are finally coming to an end. Jordan Henderson, the Liverpool captain, looks like he is about to leave after being at the club for 12 years. I believe he has passed his medical, or at least at the time of filming this video, and is set to join El Ettifaq. So there you go. Henderson, the captain of the club, who has been at Anfield since 2011, is set to leave. And I think this is really the end of an era. I think Jordan Henderson cops way too much flack for what he deserves. You know, this guy has ultimately proven himself to be a Liverpool legend in my eyes. Like, he had so many doubters at the beginning. Like, you got to remember, he came in, he was signed by Dalglish, I believe it was, when there was that trio of like Downing, Henderson, and Charlie Adam, I think, in the 2011 summer transfer window. It's really amazing to see how far Jordan has come, and I think it's going to be, I think we can all agree he's past his prime, and he probably doesn't have the legs anymore to really keep a starting position in the lineup. But I think people are going to really miss and underappreciate just how much this man has contributed to the success of Liverpool in the last couple of years. Look, a little bit about me. From 2010 was probably, that 2010-2011 season was probably the first time that I really started watching Liverpool. It was right around the period when Torres was still there, but he kind of wasn't the same after the World Cup. And Luis Suarez came in, and the rest of that 2010-2011 season was just a bit of a write-off. We kind of knew Champions League wasn't really in the mix, and we were fighting for a Europa League spot against Spurs, and it didn't really work out. And I remember going into that summer transfer window, heading into the 2011-2012 season, I had such high hopes. I really thought, I trusted Dalglish, I really believed that he was the right man to bring in the right people, and he signs Henderson from Sunderland for 20 million or something like that. And I remember watching Henderson at Sunderland, and I kind of thought it was okay. He was obviously very young at the time, and I saw something there. But then again, I saw something in Stuart Downing too, and Charlie Adams. So that goes to show how good my judgment is. But yeah, ultimately Henderson comes into the team, and he has a bit of a slow start. He doesn't really make an impact. I think people can see he kind of just maintains possession, passes the ball backwards, wins the ball, but he's not really a flashy player. And yeah, Henderson just kind of flew under the radar because he was very young, and I think that was the goal. It was get him young, and we'll see how he develops over the next coming years. And I think it was the 2012-2013 season that he really started to maybe show some improvement. He scored a couple of worldies. Yeah, he had an okay season, and it wasn't until 2013-14, that title run season, that we really saw just what Henderson could do. He had the legs, he was all about the press, he had the heart to win the ball back. He was so passionate. Like, you could really tell that this guy, he was here to make a difference, and he was here to stay. And that's what I liked about him. There was just something tenacious about Henderson, that you could just see this young kid with a heart of gold. And for me, you couldn't help but just be invested in this guy. And the fact that we didn't win that season, it still hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it still hurts that we didn't win. But you could tell that season was immense for Henderson. We come so close, and ultimately we don't pick up the right players in the 14-15 transfer window. Like, we bring in, bloody Balotelli and Adam Lambert, for God's sake. And you can just tell that this season's just going to be a write-off. It did provide us with one of these absolute worldy moments from Henderson.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh, wow!
So from there, ultimately, I think Henderson took the armband around that time when Gerrard left, and he passed the armband over to Henderson at around the 2015-16 mark. And again, we didn't really bring in a lot of players in that transfer window either. You know, it was like Benteke, because it was still Brendan Rodgers at the time. And it wasn't until Klopp took over and he brings in Mane, Salah, and Firmino. And I think Firmino was brought in by Rodgers, I think. Yeah, I think he was. But anyhow, from the early days, Henderson had critics. He had people on his back saying, this guy is not good enough. I remember the fans, there was a almost consensus around the fans that this guy just is not good enough. Like, he has the heart and the passion and the legs to run. But I mean, ultimately, we need a little bit more than that in order to be competing for the league and to be getting back into the Champions League. So Henderson had the doubters, he had the haters. He takes the armband and we get the Champions League at the end of the 16-17 season, which also led us to this worldie as well.
That's Henderson with the effort. Oh!
But Henderson, you know, the 2017-18 season is obviously highlighted by Salah and what he's done. What an amazing first season that guy has. But just the way that team clicked, that 17-18 season, Henderson was really in his prime there, I think. He even some of the balls and the passes he was starting to make, and he was eager to get forward too and chip in with a goal here and there and an assist. You could tell that there was like a synergy in that team, and it was awesome. And when we got to that Champions League final and we lost, I was so cut for him. Like, I really thought that was the moment, that Champions League final. I was like, that was the moment to prove everyone wrong. And the way that we lost to it felt unfair. It felt unjust that, you know, Salah gets injured and by like dislocating his shoulder or something like that. It just wasn't in this cosmic script. I thought that was it. I thought that was the last chance that we really had, you know, because our squad really wasn't that good, as you could tell when Salah got injured and we bring on Adam Lallana against Real Madrid, and you can probably tell how that ends up, obviously apart from Karius's blunders, but it is what it is. The following season, we make the Champions League final again. And, you know, the game was an absolute shit show, but as all great sides do, they managed to find the result. And I think going up 1-0 in that final wasn't in our plan. It was because you could tell the rest of the game, we didn't play our way. Maybe fortune was on our side that day and Divock Origi scores that second goal and the full-time whistle blows, and I see Henderson just start breaking down, crying. He goes over to his dad and gives him a hug, and I was just so happy, man. Like, I feel like that guy deserves it more than anyone. That guy has been there like since the beginning. Since 2011. Since the Kenny Dalglish days. And to see Jordan Henderson lift that Champions League trophy, almost bursting a blood vessel in his head, that gave me immense joy. In the following season, we almost do an invincible run. We lose a couple of games, but we win the Premier League. And again, although it was kind of COVID asterisk season, we were still the ones lifting the trophy, and Jordan Henderson doing his little bird tap dance, lifting the trophy. That guy deserves it, man. The seasons go on, and for me, the signs were there that the players were a little bit burnt out. The Champions League final, man, that one hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought we were the better team that day, and yet we came away with nothing. But ultimately, I look back on Jordan Henderson, this young kid who it didn't really make a difference. He had a big price tag on him at the time. So many critics So many people around the club, I feel, didn't believe in him. Now I feel sure he can go out on his own terms. He is leaving Liverpool Football Club, a Champions League winning captain, a Premier League winning captain, a winner, FA Cup, League Cup, FIFA World Club Cup. The guy's a legend, and I feel like people don't appreciate that. For me, he has to go down as a Liverpool legend. He's not the flashiest guy on the pitch. When you look at the record books and you look at what this club has achieved, the club has won these competitions under that man's guidance. And for that, I am eternally grateful for making my adolescence awesome and now my adulthood. It's been an absolute roller coaster of a ride, and I can't wait for the future to see who we bring in to, replace him and whatnot. But he has left no stone unturned. So from me, Jordan, thank you. Adios.